Hello, welcome back to another video. So today, as you can tell from the title and thumbnail, we're going to do an unhaul with me. So one of my 2023 goals was, I'm just going to bend down a little bit so I'm actually in frame. One of my 2023 goals was that I wanted my overall unread TBR to be lowered. I started the year at 349 books on my unread TBR. So far this year, I have hauled over 100 books and I've read about just under 50, meaning that currently, today we're middle of April at the moment, I'm not including anything in April, in the first 3 months of the year, rather than decrease my TBR, I've actually increased it by about 50 books. So I'm going to do an unhaul. And I thought what I would do is a random number generator between 10 and 50. And whatever number that is the number of books that I'm going to unhaul. I am scared about this because I have no idea what to actually take off my shelves. So if you can see, I've got my random number generator between 10 and 50. 26. I feel like 26 is doable. Okay. I may not do all of this in one go either. This may be a two-part. Right. I'm going to just go and consult my shelves. You're currently balanced on a shelf that's opposite my other shelves. So I'm going to just be over there looking at my shelves. So I'll try and run back and forwards a little bit. Also, this shelf is predominantly books that I've read, so I'm not going to really be looking at it. I'm going to be focusing on this shelf. I'm probably looking mainly at my YA books because I'm not really reading very much YA at the moment. So both YA fantasy and YA contemporary, I'm not reading a lot of it, so they're probably going to be the ones that I'm looking at. Don't know about you. Right, this looks a lot, but I don't know about them all yet. So first of all, I've got two books by Marissa Meyer. I've got Gilded and Renegades. I adore the Lunar Chronicles. I think I'm going to keep Gilded. I have got Cursed as well, which is an ARC. So it's over here on my ARC shelf. So I'm going to keep Gilded. I don't think I'm going to read Renegades. Renegades is going to be number one on my pile. Where am I going to put these? I'm going to do it in that pile there. Renegades is going, that's one down. Twin Crowns. This is a very beautiful Fairylute edition. I don't think I'm going to read it, but I don't want to get rid of it. I'm gonna make a maybe pile because I'm clearly incapable of making decisions. Graceling by Kristen Cashore. I only own this one. I don't think I'm going to read it. Legendborn by Tracy Dion. So my friend Juliana loves this series. I have heard mixed things about it. Some people really like it, some people don't. It's also going to go on my maybe shelf. I just don't know. Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. I don't think I'm going to read this. It's a sort of YA contemporary that I just don't think I'm going to read. Seven Endless Forests by April Genevieve Tokolke. Again, Don't know. I don't think I'm going to actually read this. I've held on to this one for so long. This came in a book box, I think in about 2020. Yeah, it came out in 2020. I think this one and Thorn, these came in the same box in 2020, and I've not read either of them. Speaking of Thorn by Itishka Kahini. I don't think I've said that right, apologies. So this one is a sort of retelling of The Goose Girl. This one does interest me more, but I just don't know if I'm ever going to pick it up. He's going on maybe. 7 in this forest is going in goodbye. I'm up to 4. I've then got Small Favours by Erin A. Craig. I really liked House of Salt and Sorrows. I'm going to keep that one. I might not keep it for very long, but I'm going to keep it for now. And then I've got 1,000 Heartbeats by Kira Cass. I'm going to get rid of that. This one got sent to me from the publisher. I don't think it's an ARC. I think it was just an unsolicited book they sent me. I'm getting rid of it. So I'm up to 5 books out of the 26. Next shelf. Right, my next pile. Ooh, this is not a very steady pile. Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. So this one I actually took off my shelves yesterday because I was doing a video of the longest of the books that I've had longest on my TBR, so my TBR bets. This one I've had for ages. It's quite a long book. Sorry if you can hear that, that's the cat. She is currently going to the toilet. So it's 530 pages. The font's actually quite small, but it does have pictures. I'm putting it on the maybe pile, but I don't know. Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. Again, this is one that I've had for ages. It was on my TBR vet video. I love Percy Jackson. This one is Norse mythology. I wasn't a fan of the Red Pyramid, which was Egyptian mythology, so I'm a little bit nervous. Is this going to be one that I don't like because it's not Greek, or is it one that I do like because it's Rick Riordan? I think I'm going to keep it for now. It can go back up on the shelf. But yeah, it's definitely a question mark. V. Schwab, The Dark Vault. So this one I have had on my shelves for ages. I've not heard anyone speak about this book, or these books, I think it's 2. And I was speaking to, again, my friend Juliana, I was speaking to her earlier today about V. Schwab, because I feel like I should love Schwab, but of the books that I've read, I have given Addie LaRue and Gallant both 5 stars. However, about 2 or 3 weeks after finishing the book, I couldn't remember the plot, so I had to lower them down from 5 stars. And I've read Dark Shade of Magic, which I didn't massively enjoy. I'm going to put this one on a question mark pile. And I'm just going to... Okay. Oh, I don't know what I've done there. Hopefully this is recording. I've then got Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. So I really like Strange the Dreamer, but I've just not read this series. I'm going to keep this one. but this one is kind of, again, still at risk. Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. This one honestly could go either way. So I'm a little bit hit and miss with like pirate fantasy. Some I like, some I don't like. And I don't know. I've not heard enough people talk about this one for me to know whether it's one I'm going to enjoy or not. As an example, I DNF'd Fable, didn't enjoy that. I have read and did quite enjoy Viper, however, I've read the first two, and I'm going to take that series down actually. I've read the first two in the series. I haven't read the third one, and I won't be able to read the third one without rereading the first two, but I'm not really sure if I want to read the first two. They're going to stay for a little bit. But back to Daughter of the Pirate King. I think this one's going to go. That's my go pile. I was getting confused with all of my piles. I've then got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I don't really know what this one is about, and I don't think I'm going to read it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're up to 7. I've got The Never King by James Abbott. I don't really know anything about this. I've never heard anyone speak of it. I'll be totally honest, the reason I bought it is this man's initials are J.A., which are the same as mine, and there's quite often in readathons like prompts where read a book with your initials, and I've never been able to do that. But that's a really stupid reason for keeping a book. It could be really good, but I don't know. I'm going to, again, put them back on the maybe pile. We might keep that one. I've then got The Briarmen by Joseph A. Chadwick. So this one I was sent by the publisher when it came out, which was quite a long while ago. 2021. So this one here has actually confused me quite a bit. I originally thought it was middle grade. I then realised then looked on like Goodreads and realised it's adult. I don't know how I got it that wrong. It's a World War II kind of magical fantasy. So you've got an evacuee and they befriend the Briarmen, which are fantastical creatures living in the woods. Gives me Stig of the Dump vibes, which I really like. I'm going to keep it. I've then got The Midnight Queen by Sylvia Hunter. I know nothing about this book. I have not heard anyone speak of it. I know nothing about the author. The reason I own this one is similarly to The Never King. When the Oxfam bookshop near me used to do 3 books for £5, this was the 3rd book. I don't think I'm going to read that. 8. I've got 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin. So, I have a complicated relationship with N.K. Jemisin. Actually, that's a lie, I don't. I've read 1 book of theirs. So, I've read the 5th season, and it was fine, but I've not continued with that series. I liked it. I wasn't amazed by it. I've got The City We Became, which I don't know if I'm going to enjoy. And I feel by reading the synopsis, 100,000 Kingdoms is probably the one that is more fantastical, and that therefore I would probably enjoy most. But I don't know. I'm going to put it on the maybe stack. And then finally in this pile, I've got The Magic Fix by Mark Montanero. This is one that the author approached me on Instagram and asked me if I wanted the book. It's a self-published book. It does sound like a kind of funny fantasy. honestly, I don't know if I'm going to read it. I'm going to put it on the maybe because I feel quite guilty about getting rid of it. I'm just going to look at the ones in front of me here as well. I've got here One Drop by Peter Kalu. No, that sounds quite good. I'm keeping that one. It's more sci-fi than I kind of thought it was going to be. But looking at my ARC shelf, because these all count as well. Right, let's see where we go with these ones. I've got Silver in the Mist by Emily Victoria. This one came out November 22. I think I'm going to get rid of this one. 9? 9. I've got All My Wild Mothers by Victoria Bennett. This one came out in February 23. It's a non-fiction that I don't think I'm going to read. 10. 6 Days by Danny Atkins. That would be the cover. This one I won when I was at Yalc. This came out in April 22. I don't actually know really what it's about. Yeah, no, that one sounds about. I'm going to keep hold of that one. When We Fell Apart by Soon Wiley. I don't actually have a cover for this one. So this one was one that I was supposed to work on, but as it happened, I didn't end up working on it. I'm going to keep it, but it's definitely a question mark. The Whalebone Theatre by Joanna Quinn. This one came out June 22. This is enormous. I'm going to say no to this one. It sounds more historical than I'm currently reading. So that's 11. I'm going to make a new pile. And then I've got here The Trio by Joanna Hedman. Yeah, I'm going to keep hold of that one. So that has cleared out my arcs a little bit. I have got also, I'm going to get rid of this as well. This is Hotkey Books 10 years bestsellers. So it's basically a like first chapter of their bestsellers from each year over the last decade, which is cute, but I'm unlikely to then pick up the rest of the book, so that one can go. Just because I'm over this side, I'm going to have a quick look at my middle grade shelves, which I've kind of covered up with my maybe pile. I think I'm keeping all of my... no, hang on. I found a stack. So, I was collecting the series of Unfortunate Events. I have the first 5. I've read the first one, which is why it's not here, but that's going to go as well. I read the first one, I liked it, but I actually preferred the TV show. So I'm going to get rid of these 4. 13, 14, 15, 16. I think I'm also going to get rid of Dragon Keeper. I've never heard of this one. I don't know anything about it, so it's just going to go. Okay, back again. Let's go back to the main shelves again. Right, now start with these ones. So I've got The Last Day by Andrew Hunter Murray. This is sci-fi. I'm keeping that one. Like I was saying just now with N.K. Jemisin, The City We Became. I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. I feel like it's too weird for me. I believe this one is a story of New York City, but all of the different boroughs are characters, which I just don't think I'm going to get. I'm going to get rid of that one. 18. I've then got Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. I think I am going to keep this one. This one, I went on a very awkward date with this guy who saw that I liked books and then asked if I'd read this book, and I said no. And he then proceeded to talk at me for about an hour about why I should read this book. So I thought, well, fuck it, I'll just go and buy the book then. We didn't have a second date. I've not told him that I bought the book because we've not had a second date. So, but I will keep it. It does sound interesting. I then have Fairyland by Paul McCauley. I know nothing about this. Going to get rid. At 19, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. What do we have here? Those two are a question. I'll have that one. Do I have anything down here, Bella? I don't think so. Right, the next stack. Shaggy Bane, 2020 Booker Prize winner. It's by Douglas Stewart. I'm not going to read it. 20. 6 more to go. This is feeling good. Okay, we've got The Dinner Guest by B.P. Walter. Keeping that one. That one sounds quite good. The Three Locks by Bonnie McBird. So I worked on The Devil's Due by Bonnie McBird, and I really liked that book. I then got sent The Three Locks in hardback. Never read it. And then I got sent the 4-book series, Art of Blood, Unquiet Spirits, Devil's Due, and The Three Locks, all in paperback. I've since gifted some of them to my mum, the full series to my mum, but I kept this one in paperback. I do want to read it, but to be honest, my mum has a copy anyway, so if I do want to read it, I will just steal it off my mum. So I'm going to get rid of that one. 21. People of Abandoned Character by Claire Whitfield. So I've recently worked, I did enjoy it. This one is a kind of historical mystery about Jack the Ripper. So I'm going to keep hold of that one. That one does sound quite interesting. I've then got The Pact by Sharon Bolton. Yeah, that one sounds quite good. Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. I don't really know anything about Veronica Roth other than she wrote Divergent. I have read Divergent, but I don't think I enjoyed it particularly. And I've seen Divergent, and I think that was even worse. This one is a sci-fi. Ooh, pretty cover. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it's all embossed on the hardcover. I don't think that's visible at all. I'll be honest, the synopsis sounds all right. But I feel like whenever I see it's Veronica Roth, I just go, I'm going to put it on the maybe pile. I've then got The Memory Index by Julian R. Vacker. I don't know where this one came from. Ugh, and it's got deckled edges. Can you see that? I hate deckled edges. They feel horrible. I don't know. They just feel unfinished, and I think they're hard. It's hard to turn the pages. Don't like them. It does sound interesting. It's another sci-fi that does sound interesting. It's going up there. It's on 20. I've got 6 more to go. Then I've got Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by April Genevieve de Coultclay. So I have got rid of 7 Endless Forest by this author. I don't think I'm going to read that. That's going to go. 21. Next stack. Let's move the chair. Move the chair the wrong way. These are the last stacks from this room. If I can't get my last 5 books from this stack, I'm going to go probably onto my Fairy Loot shelf, that's downstairs, and then go to my Round the World shelf after that. So, just going to... Okay, 5 more books to go. I've got The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. I bought this one and these 3, which are the Guinevere Deception series at Yalk. I actually bought these 4 and Small Favours, all 5 of them for £8, so it wasn't like I spent big bucks here. But I just don't know. I've not heard anything amazing about this series, but just look how floppy they are. It also slightly irritates me that we have this situation going on. Book 3 is taller than books 1 and 2. I think I'm going to keep Elizabeth Frankenstein. Guinevere's going on the maybe pile. I've just not heard anyone say very many good things about that series. I've then got Louise Candlish, The Heights. This is a crime. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm keeping that one. Okay, we're now into the subscription box books, and the first one that I am debating is Holly Black, Book of Night. So, first of all, I have heard nothing good about this book. I think the highest rating I've ever seen anyone give it is like a 3-star. I actually quite enjoy the Cruel Prince series. The other series that she has and I've read, that's the Iron King or something like that, hated it. Let me see if I can find out what one I'm talking about. Something Tithe? I'm just saying words now. Oh, this doesn't have what other book she's written in it. That's annoying. I'm going to keep it because I'm curious and I want to read it and see if I think it is as bad as everyone else says, which I expect I probably will. I've then got The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. This one is a Fairy Loot edition. It is beautiful. I'm going to keep it. The Midnight Lie by Marie Rutkowski. This one is again a special edition. I think this one is a Luma crate. I don't know. I've not had many people speak of this one, so I don't know if it is good, bad or ugly. I think I'm going to get rid. I don't think I'm going to read it. I'm not really reading a lot of YA fantasy anymore. That's better. 21, 22, 23. 3 more to go. I've got The Red Scholar's Wake by Alette de Bodard. This one recently came in an Illuma crate. It's absolutely stunning. It's the kind of sci-fi that sounds a little bit weird, but it sounds like it might be something I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to keep it. I have already looked at these 3 in the last Unhaul I did. So we've got The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd-Jones. So this one sounds all right. I think I need to do like a try chapter on this one, to be honest. So with this one, I've heard that the story is fine, but I've heard people say, so Emily Lloyd-Jones is not Welsh, but the books that she writes are all set in Wales or have Welsh mythology, and apparently they're not very well done. Which is what I've heard. I have no idea if that's right or wrong. I'm also not Welsh, so I can't really comment on how well done it is or not. I'm going to keep hold of that one. Oh, I'm not doing very good to find these last 3, am I? We've then got We All Fall Down by Rose Zabo. I'm going to get rid of this one. I've heard some things about the rep. I've heard that the rep in here isn't very good. It's a little bit... yeah, there's some kind of problematic parts of this. It is stunning. And to be totally honest, it's not one I'm going to reach for. 24. I've then got This Vicious Grace by Emily Theed. Which does sound very YA. I'm going to keep it. Again, it's going to be one that's basically saved for now. I'm just going to check to see if there's any other books on my other shelves that are unread and I might want to get rid of. I'm only looking for 2 more. The only other one I found is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I don't think I'm going to read it. The TV show was fine, I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'm going to read it. 25. Okay, I'm going to go downstairs and get a stack, bring them back up here. Okay, I'd forgotten that I hadn't put book 1 of the series of Unfortunate Events in my pile. Technically, I'm at 26, although I've read that one and I'm trying to get rid of 26 unread books. So the 2 that I found downstairs, This Woven Kingdom by j.ayre Maffei. This edition is just so gorgeous. My problem is that j.ayre Maffei wrote Shatter Me. I was just double checking I was right. I did not enjoy Shatter Me at all. I didn't enjoy the writing, which makes me think there's a very good chance I'm not going to enjoy this one. But it's so pretty. You can go on. I've run out of room on my maybe shelf. He's just going to go under my arm or back down there. And then the other one I've got is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. So this one, I don't know. I've read other things by Adeline Grace, I think. What else has Adeline Grace written? Did she write something with that was like in the sea? All the Stars and Teeth. I DNF'd All the Stars and Teeth. I think I'm going to say goodbye to Belladonna. Okay, here is my stack of actually 27 books that I am unhauling. So this isn't going to get me back to where I started and the number of books on my TBR, but it makes a good dent. And I think realistically, because I get sent so many books from authors and from publishers, I'm probably going to have to end up doing one of these unhaul, like an unhaul, probably once a quarter, to try and keep my TBR under control, which I'm happy with, because I sort of do feel like if I'm not reaching for a book very often, you know, if I have a book on my shelf and I don't reach for it, why is it there? I've now got myself lots more space, which is good. Space actually hasn't been an issue for me for once. It's more just my TBR is just too many. I'm not going to physically be able to read that many books. And the problem is when my TBR does get to that sort of size, 400 plus books, not only am I physically unable to read them all, but there's so many there that just get overlooked. For example, all of the Fairy Loot books, they get overlooked, they get ignored, and I end up not reading them. And by the time they end up then just getting unhauled at some later point, because I didn't read them when I got them, when I had an interest in them. So that is the problem. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please do leave me a like. Subscribe down below as well. If you have got this far, please let me know your thoughts on any of the books I've unhauled. If there's any that you think I should have held on to, tough, they've gone. I mean, I'll be totally honest, they haven't gone very far. I have a unhauled box here, which has currently got an Illumicrate box on top of it. But that box is basically where all of my unhauled books go until I take them to my book swap or my charity, or the charity shop that's near me. Anywho, yeah, if there's any books that you think I really should hold on to, do let me know. Let me know of any of the ones as well that I put on my maybe list or decided to keep. If there's any of those that you think, now I may just get rid of them, let me know. But thank you for tuning in, watching, getting this far. All of my details are down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.